Hello, everyone. This is your host, Andrew of the Horror Nights podcast, episode 2 of Just Andrew. It's just me today, again. How's everyone doing? Valentine's Day was a week ago. Um, that's it, right? Today's President's Day. I guess it's the day for presidents of the United States of America. Not the United States of America, not the American United States of America. Well, I guess it's still American. Whatever. Uh, I have some things to talk about today. A couple things. Um, Maybe a couple things. My brain will probably go off the beaten path and talk about something else completely unrelated to what I plan to talk about today. But that's the whole point of all this. And yeah, I hope the audio sounds a little bit better than it did last time. I remember I listened back to the last episode, and uh, when I kind of got loud, it kind of hurt the ears. So I turned it down a bit. I hope it sounds better. Um, I guess we'll find out once the episode ends. But yeah, it's been 2 weeks, around 2 weeks, I think, since the last episode. I meant to do one last week, talk about Knock at the Cabin, but um, I just guess I didn't get around to it. But here I am now. Um, but yeah, I've seen Knock at the Cabin recently. In terms of movies that I've just seen that one. Saw the new Ant-Man movie. Uh, um, I watched Lilo and Stitch again, and I think that's about it. I haven't really watched anything. Oh, and for TV shows, I finally finished You, the show You, and just staying up to date with The Last of Us, and then and yeah, it's been good so far. Just life in general, not The Last of Us, but The Last of Us has been good so far. But yeah. Uh, so Knock at the Cabin. I said I was going to talk about it last episode, so here I am now talking about Knock at the Cabin. Uh, I'm gonna just go off and do spoilers. At this point, if you're watching this for a review on whether or not to watch the movie, then you might as well just not watch the movie if you've gone this far deep into reviews of that movie. But yeah, it's just a mediocre movie. It's like it's all right, I guess. Um, it's directed by M Night Shyamalan. It stars Dave Bautista and other great actors, but he's probably the biggest name in the movie. And you know, acting was great. It's just I don't know. It's just nothing happened. It's like watching a movie and then like when the movie's over, you just realize that nothing really happened, and it doesn't really matter what happened because it just nothing fucking happened. And yeah, it was just in terms of horror, there was nothing really horrific about it other than the fact that I had to sit there and watch it. I didn't have to sit there; it was completely optional. But if I'm if I started a movie, I'm gonna finish it, unless it's Cats, Charlie's Angels. Um, I think that yeah, those are the only movies I've walked out of um, when I went to the movie theater. Uh, yeah, it's Cats and the most recent Charlie's Angels movie. I walked out of those movies and I don't feel like I missed anything. Um, but but anyways, Knock at the Cabin. I just thought it was meh. The acting was great, like I said, and um, it was nothing spectacular that happened. You look at M Night Shyamalan movies. Pre Knock at the Cabin. You got Old, Sixth Sense, The Visit. Um, Split, Glass. Um, what's the other one? Unbreakable. And I know there's more, but I'm just listing off the movies that I know off the top of my head because those are the ones that I've seen. Um, and Old, I really liked Old. A lot of people didn't really care for it. I liked Old because it felt like a Twilight Zone episode, and um, it wasn't like Split where I didn't really care for Split, and the reason I don't know like I always try to explain the reasoning, but then like I always get like the like hate towards it because I word it wrong, and I don't mean to word it the way I word it, um, but I just don't like Split. I just don't. There's something about it that I don't like because for however long I've watched movies, which would be my entire life, I always felt weird when they bring up like sexual violence in movies. Um, and that's also in horror. Like I don't care for the sexual violence, and I think it's more it's so much easier to pin a villain as a villain when you make them do um, a sexual assault on a character or something like that, and I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I feel like there are more creative ways to make a villain other than to have a villain commit that act, and so you know when I look at Split, I know the villain, the quote unquote main villain of the movie doesn't do that, and it's more so a main character's backstory. And I don't know. I just feels weird where um, the biggest thing about a character's backstory is the fact that they were sexually assaulted, and that's not to say I don't have like sympathy for people who have been sexually assaulted or anything like that. Like I do. It's an awful thing, and I know that these movies are somewhat trying to bring awareness to it, and I get it, but it's just I don't know, it's just always rubbed me the wrong way. And when something like that happens, it's just kind of like it feels like I can't what's the word, I can't critique a character because they've been sexually assaulted, and it's just like I don't want to feel bad. I don't, like it makes me feel bad when I try to um what's it called critique the character, because I'm like, well, fuck, you're like that because of what happened in your life, and so I guess whatever. I don't even know if I'm making any sense, but I hope I am. Uh, it's more so the fact that I don't know. I just think there's ways of creating a interesting backstory than just slapping that on and like automatically putting the audience in the oh, I feel bad for you state, which it does, and it's a horrible thing that like I don't want to say that it's not, because it is. It's I don't want to come off as if I'm saying that it's not. Um, and I don't know, it's and things like I Spit on Your Grave, where it's more so the whole message of the movie of like um, a character gets sexually assaulted and she's getting revenge on the people who did it to her, and like yeah, it's a feel good thing, like yeah, those people fucking deserve it, but at the same time it's just like it's kind of just weird. It's kind of weird to watch, you know. Um, I don't know. It's just something that I've never enjoyed in movies of the mention of sexual assault and you know sexual crimes like that, and I just never liked it. I you know um, I'd rather just watch someone get torn apart by um, a chainsaw. um, but no, I don't know, man. It's always weird to watch because you look at how you know you look past the camera, right? Um, and just see that it's a bunch of people on set watching these people reenact a sexual crime, and it's just kind of like when you think of it that way, it's like it makes it even more weird in a way. And so I've just never cared for it. Never always thought it was nasty and just kind of like I don't want to say lazy writing, but like just something about it where it's just like, oh my god, like again. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. It's maybe I'm treading in boiling water at this point because of what I'm saying. But oh well. Um, but anyways, back to Knock at the Cabin. M Night Shyamalan. Uh, he he put out a movie that was weird. Um, not to say that the movie itself is weird. It's just weird that this movie exists because nothing happens in it. Nothing is there's no like message to get from it. Like Old, you have the message of you have to you do with what you can with the time you have, you know, and that's kind of the message in Old and stuff like that. But then this message, it's like kill the one you love to save um, the world, I guess. No, what the movie is, it's that trolley problem, the trolley incident or whatever it's called, where it's like a morality question or something, I don't know what the scientists call it, but um, it's you have a lever in front of you and you're able to change the track of the trolley that's coming, and there's two tracks in front of you which you can change the trolley to one of them. On one track it's just one person tied up to the track, and then on the other track it's five people tied up to the track, and you are basically choosing which train or which track the train's going to go and run over the people. So you either choose to save five people and kill one by pulling the lever to go over the one person that's on the track, or you save one person and kill the five. And that's basically this movie if you were to choose the uh, the societal moral decision, uh, which is killing the one person to save the five. Uh, Honestly, I like to think deep about those kind of things. Like if I save five people, are those five people going to be grateful for the fact that I saved them, or for the fact that I killed one person to save their lives? Or are they gonna chastise me for taking a life at the sake of their um, well-being, I guess. You know, and if you save that one person, I feel like that one person would be a lot more grateful than five other people. You know, would those five people call me a murderer if I were to save them? Because I know that one person that I were to save, if I were to save, wouldn't consider me a murderer, or would they? I don't know. I mean, I did kill five people for their life to keep living. I don't know. That's always been an interesting situation, and I've seen it both ways. After I watched Knock at the Cabin, I thought to myself, this movie was the anti Last of Us, and so I'm gonna be saying spoilers for the Last of Us video game, which um, could be spoilers for the Last of Us TV show. But in the video game, Joel chooses to save Ellie's life at the expense of saving the world from this virus, right? But then again, you have to think deeper other than just what's at face value, Yeah, Joel saw Ellie as his daughter, and saved her because that is his world. You know, his world isn't the post-apocalyptic infected ridden world that lives on now. His world is now in the body of a um, teenage girl who he views as his daughter or equal to his daughter that he once had. You know, that's kind of what it is. And The Last of Us is a story about someone finding um, humanity in himself, of which he thought he had lost. And you know, he he thought he had lost humanity, but it was just in front of him the whole time, which is Ellie. You know. Then you look at Knock the Cabin. The whole movie, uh, for people who haven't seen it, or for people who have seen it, I'm gonna recap it. So was it four people, two men and two women? Yeah, four people, and four people show up to this cabin where it is a husband and husband. I don't know if they're married, but it's a couple, and they have a daughter, um, and they just wanted to go out to a cabin and uh, spend some vacation time together, as a family. And so then these four people come and say that you guys are going to be the decision of whether or not this world will survive um, through an apocalypse or whatever, or you are the decision of whether or not the apocalypse will happen. I think is the better wording. So then, you know, movie goes on, and of course, the couple is very hesitant, like, what the fuck, like, who the fuck are you guys, like, you guys have weapons and everything, and you come to this house, and you're telling us that we have to make a choice on whether to save the one we love or humanity, because that's what they said. You have to sacrifice the one you love for the sake of humanity or some shit like that. Whatever. um and then I don't know if they meant to do it as a joke or what, but they have this argument with themselves, the four people that come to the cabin, um, and they're saying how they didn't target this house because it's a gay couple, a homosexual couple. I don't know. Like, there was nothing funny about it. Like, there's nothing wrong with a homosexual couple nowadays, and it's kind of just not funny to like think, oh, we didn't target you because of this. Oh no, like them getting all defensive. It's not funny anymore. You know, like, we get it. It's it might make people feel weird, especially M Night Shyamalan, you know who's basically from a different age, from a different time period. So you when you make a joke like that, I guess you're kind of you're dating yourself. Um, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just kind of weird because it didn't really. It took me out of the movie because it was just so out of not character, but I guess it was just out of nowhere, and it didn't feel like it fit the movie when they started going off on that little like tangent. It made it feel like they played it off as a joke, but I don't know. I didn't find it funny. I just found it weird because it's like, I mean, nobody said anything that they were targeting them because they were homosexuals. Like, nobody said anything like that. Um, and so it was just kind of weird. It was just weird that they had to mention it, because I don't know. I saw it as normal, what was going on, and when they tried to to tell me something I already knew of, yeah, this is normal. It was like, well, yeah, you didn't need to tell me that. But whatever. Anyways, so yeah, so back to talking about uh, how this movie is the anti Last of Us. The fact that these four people give them a decision of whether to sacrifice the one you love or to save humanity. They of course don't believe them at first, and uh, it takes them to kill themselves to realize that they were right. um, so they basically kill each other. The four people that are coming to the house. Batista's character, Rupert Grint's character, and then two other females that are in the movie. Um, I don't remember their names. I don't remember any of their names. Um, I mean, I saw it a week ago, and I don't remember any of their names, and yeah. So uh, so basically, they when they fail to make the couple, when they fail to make a decision, um, they just kill one of their own in front of them. So the first one to go is Rupert Grint's character. He just gets his head chopped off or something, um, and that's kind of to prove that I don't know why they were killing each other. On quite honestly, there was no point for them to kill each other. Like they just could have, because after someone would die, they would turn on the news, and it's like, why not just show the news? Why do you have to murder each other? It's just kind of like why the apocalypse is already happening. It's on the news. Like, are they just trying to show how serious they are by killing each other? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense now that I think about it. But maybe again, I haven't seen it for a week, so um maybe I just forgot a plot point that they brought up in the movie, but I don't remember what the point of them killing each other was, because they would put like a white sack over their head, and then they would say like a line, and the others would kill each other, and then Batista was the last one alive, and so he put the sack over his head and then slit his own throat, and then that's when the couple decides that they got to kill someone to save humanity. And it's the anti Last of Us, because um, instead of choosing to save the one you love and saying fuck the world, you're saying you're killing the one you love and not fucking the world. So that's kind of why I say it's the anti Last of Us, because uh, Joel Joel saved Ellie and said fuck the world because Ellie was his world, and then and Knock the Cabin, uh, he one of the characters, it was Daddy Andrew and Daddy Eric. I remember them because that's their names, Daddy Andrew and Daddy Eric. I think Daddy Eric or Daddy Andrew kills Daddy Eric because Daddy Eric believes it. Daddy Andrew didn't believe it, but Daddy Eric wanted Daddy Andrew to kill Daddy Eric, and so that was Knock at the Cabin. There was a cool scene where it's just showed planes like falling like dead flies out of the air, which is cool. Like, it's a cool visual, you know. But other than that, Knock the Cabin was just meh, you know. It was just a meh movie, not much of a twist. I guess the twist would be that the people who came to the cabin were right. Um, but then again, like from the get go, those people sounded believable to me. I was like, yeah, the apocalypse is gonna happen. Just kill someone, you know. And again, I don't remember why they were killing each other. That just feels unnecessary now that I look back on it. Like, why murder each other just to prove you're right? I don't know. I don't know. But that's Knock at the Cabin. And yeah, I uh I didn't really care for it. I don't recommend it. I just don't. Like, not even if you're drunk or high. Like, I don't see any appeal to Knock the Cabin. But yeah. In other news, I watched the show You. Um, the new season that came out. That was pretty good, and I don't know. It started off good, and then it just kind of got into this like weird, what the fuck is happening? Uh, I feel like things have kind of ramped up too much and made the show cartoony. Did I say made the shoe cartoony? Made the show cartoony. Um, but I don't know. Like I hate Joe. He's just a fucking vile human being, and I don't want him dead. I don't want him dead. I just want him to be imprisoned, and I want him to be sentenced to prison for the rest of his life, because I think death would be uh too peaceful of a punishment for him, and he needs to see the inside of a cell. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I felt like season 3 was a good end to the show. It was a good, creepy, spooky end. You know, you have Joe just keep getting away with what he's doing, and he's just out there still. You don't know where he is. He could be following you, and you wouldn't know it. You know, unless Joe wanted you to know it. That is creepy. That's a creepy end. And then they brought it back for season 4, and they took away that creepy end that they gave themselves. Um, but yeah, I don't know how to feel about it, because it is just the first half, and we still have a second half to go. And I think that's it for the show. I think this is its last season. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. Um, but I I hope it ends. I hope it ends satisfyingly. It's very rare for shows to end with a satisfying way. Um, but I hope it does. I hope it gets that end that people want. People want him to die. Um, People want him to live and be happy. But this guy's psychotic. He deserves prison. Like, I'm sorry, but I would be satisfied if he just gets arrested. You know, gets arrested, tried for his crimes, and that is the end of his story of Joe. What was his last name? Goldberg? Joe Goldberg? Is that his last name? I don't know. I think because he changes his identity in this show to Jonathan Moore, um, and he's trying to stay out of his normal shenanigans, but somebody knows all about him and is a fan of him and wants to kill people with him, which is weird when you think about it, when you say it out loud, because it is just a straight up cartoon. That's like a straight up cartoon plot. Oh, I want to kill with you because you've been killing other people, and I think that you and I could be great partners. I don't know. But yeah, um, just waiting on the second half of You, um, and see where it goes. I don't know how many more episodes are left, but I think that comes out in like what, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, and we get the finale. Let me check my calendar here. Yeah, but I believe it comes back March 8th, which is in like 3 weeks. So yeah. Next week is Cocaine Bear. I guess this week is Cocaine Bear. Uh, I can't wait for that. I will talk about it on this show. Um, Hopefully the Monday, yeah, next week. I talk about it. Hopefully. Um, but yeah, I'll also be seeing that with my girlfriend. I saw Knock at the Cabin with my girlfriend. She kind of just thought the same thing I did. It was just meh, you know. At some point, I think I'll have her on the podcast. Um, if I do have her on the podcast, we're gonna be talking about Scream because she loves Scream. So I might have her on the podcast for review of Scream 6. Um, that'd be cool. and because I think because her and I have been watching all the Scream movies. Well, we just started watching the first one, and then we're gonna watch the second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, and then up to Scream 6. And yeah, I have very low expectations for Scream 6. I just do. I don't know. I don't know. I really want Ghostface to just go supernatural at this point because I'm tired of the same shit every fucking movie. I really am. I don't know what it is. It's just I get it. Like it's a meta movie. It's some fucking mystery, but like I want it to be like I don't know, man. I want like a cult of ghost faces, and I want a cult to be worshiping all the past ghost faces, and and in turn it like gives power to like this ghost face deity, and like it's like this fucking like ancient demon that's been possessing all these fucking people to do it to be the ghost face killer. People won't like that though. I don't think people would like that. I personally would think that's fucking cool. Um, I think that would be awesome, but I don't know. I just think it needs to go supernatural to because then you open the door to be meta in that supernatural aspect or in the cult aspect. You could be meta to horror cult movies or horror supernatural movies or horror demon movies. And I just think it'd be cool. I get like they just keep fucking doing a meta thing on the slasher genre, and I get it. I get it already. Move on, hit a next genre. Because I think that's the next thing for Scream to just be to excel at is to do a supernatural thing. And I think it could be pretty cool. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Um, but yes, I'm seeing Scream 6 on March 11th, Cocaine Bear on the 28th, um, which would be fun. It will be fun. But I can't wait. But yeah, Last of Us is good. We had the premiere of episode, I think, 5 last night. And, you know, good as always. It's hard to not be good when you stick so close to the games. Because that's pretty much what they're doing is they're just hitting beat for beat of the video games, which is cool. I love it. I love the video game. You're just doing what the video game did on screen, live action. Dig it. You know, I'm glad that there's going to be a bunch of other people experiencing what fellow gamers have experienced that other people just don't want to play video games can't experience. So that's cool. But yeah, I no complaints for the Last of Us TV show. Um, it's good. Nothing else to say other than it's good. And yeah, I'm not too sure. I think pretty much tackled everything that I wanted to talk about that I could think of right now. We got talked about Knock at the Cabin. Talked about. Well, I guess we could talk about Ant-Man, even though it's not really horror related. I liked Ant-Man. I'll keep it brief about it. I liked Ant-Man. I thought it was good. I liked MODOK. I liked Kang. I liked Ant-Man. You know, I thought it was good. I thought it was a good movie. I don't understand what all the hate is that the movie's getting. Maybe people are just tired of superhero movies at this point, or tired of the same shit from Marvel. But I don't know. I thought it was good. That's it. That's all I got to say about Ant-Man. Um, and I think that about wraps it up for today's episode. I do want to do an episode because I've been having this conversation with my girlfriend about you know what makes horror horror. I wanna have an episode about that. Like what movies, like why are movies considered horror? What makes a movie a horror movie? Um, and why do horror movies interest us? That sort of thing. And I don't know. I kind of want to make an episode about that topic because her and I have been. Sorry, I'm yawning. Her and I have been talking about that. What makes a horror movie a horror movie, and why do we like horror? You know, but yeah. So expect that to happen at some point. I don't know when, but expect it to happen at some point because you know maybe April 1st. April 1st is when you'll get that episode. Um, maybe, hopefully. I don't know. I don't know. I'll get her on. I'll get her on the podcast at some point. But when I get her on the podcast, the first episode will be talking about Scream, and then we'll talk about what makes a horror movie a horror movie. Um, she loves Ghostface, so I definitely want to have her talk about something that she loves, as opposed to having her talk about some movie that she doesn't fucking like. you know. But anyways, I think that about wraps it up. That's the Horror Nights for you. Um, take a look into the graveyard because you never know when your name will end up on one of those tombs. You never know. I mean, you don't know. It could be tomorrow. Could be today. Could be the day after today, which is tomorrow. But it could be tomorrow of tomorrow. You never know. Anyways, my name's Andrew, and this has been Just Andrew on the Horror Nights podcast, and today is President's Day, and you have a good President's Day, whether you're barbecuing, celebrating your American freedom, and if you're not in America, um, then I just hope you have a beautiful Wednesday, or had a beautiful Wednesday, because I don't know when this is gonna air. Um, so yeah. Anyways, in case I don't see you, have a good night.